Good morning, friends. Isn't it beautiful outside? Oh my gosh. I finally don't talk about the fact that for me it's like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, but I've made a cup of coffee. Let's sit down and let's chat about co-op. Our homeschool co-op. It's virtual, it's available to everyone. I'm going to tell you all about what we have coming up here for the month of May. And welcome back to Heavenly Minded Home. We are hanging in here, recovering from a lovely bout of COVID, and it's really not that big of a deal other than it just takes forever to try to get your energy back, and we're struggling with that immensely. But I put on a dress today and at least feel somewhat like a regular person, and then was completely winded and laid on the couch for a few hours, and I'm feeling feverish now because I walked out here and set up my camera. But it's beautiful outside. We're gonna enjoy some fresh air. I've got a cup of coffee that my taste still isn't back, so I'm not eating much, but I figured, well, I'll try a cup of coffee. And we're going to talk about the co-op because new classes are getting ready to start. Ready or not, me not, everybody else I think is ready, but it's time for new classes. So it's a lovely day, and I figured we would all sit down and chat about the co-op and what classes we have going on. Oh my goodness. And what we have in store, not only for this upcoming month of May, which I cannot believe it's May already, but we have some special classes that are going to be coming up here soon as well. So I want to tell you guys about those. So the HMH co-op is our co-op that honestly was an answered prayer for me because I needed help. It's me versus 4 kids that I'm homeschooling, and some days I struggle, and I couldn't get one kid to write, and I was struggling to get one kid to read, and I was overwhelmed and too busy, and it was just too much. And so my mom, who was kind of moving into retirement from the school system, she's been a teacher from kindergarten to adult education, public school, private school, you name it. And I said, Mom, help me out, please. Can you please help me with this? Because I'm failing your grandchildren and I don't know what to do. And she assured me I wasn't. But then this whole idea of this co-op was born, and we have since added on teachers. We've got more teachers coming, more classes coming, more things to be offered, and I can't wait, honestly, the new school year in the fall. I'm so excited for the things that we're prayerfully working towards. Whew, guys, I'm telling you, I am like hot and feverish now, literally just from walking outside. This is ridiculous. I'm trying here. Bear with me. Okay, we can do this. Come on, I'm talking to myself. Self, we can do this. We started hosting these co-op classes, and they're hosted virtually through Zoom. We have private class websites and all of this stuff, and we have families actually all around the world that join in. It's mainly here in the States, but we even have some international families that join in, which is just the coolest thing in the whole wide world. And I know it's hard with time zones and things like that, but we've found ways to make it work. So we have new classes starting here the first Tuesday in May, May 2nd. I believe it's May 2nd, the first Tuesday in May. So if I'm wrong, because I'm still a little discombobulated, I'll correct it on the screen if I remember. But we have classes literally from the little tiny guys up through the seniors in high school. And I have kids literally in all the classes going up. So there's something for everyone. And the teachers are amazing. It's a faith-focused space that works on different areas. And this month, we're really going to be working a lot with the topic of reading. Either if you have a child who's learning how to read, maybe they're pre-readers, maybe they just need to grow in their confidence in reading, or maybe they're just full-blown reading and they want a fun book club to do with some friends in a faith-focused environment. Reading is going to be a big focus, and we're also going to have some fun art classes this month, which I know my girls have just been loving the art classes. So let's go ahead and talk about what we have before I run out of energy. So the first class that we have that's really exciting is actually going to bump up. It had been a 30-minute class, but it's now going to be a 45-minute class. And this is for our little guys. This is our Storytime Fun. So this is like our Olivia, who's 5. This is the class she's in. And this is a time of just easy introduction to learning. And we are firm believers in the better late than early approach to our child's education, not forcing them into, all kinds of very, structured stuff at a very young age, but letting the natural curiosities of little kids kind of just lead the way. And I love our Storytime Fun class because for our little guys, it gives them practice, some more than others, like our Olivia. She needs a little practice being able to focus her attention for any amount of time because she is ADHD to the max. And so she just needs a little help with being able to focus a little bit. So they're going from a 30-minute class to a 45-minute class. So that way they've got a little more time for some fun activities because the kids have been doing so great in this class. Their teacher, Miss Abby, was like, I think we could give them 15 extra minutes. Like, I think they're ready for it. So they're gonna go from 10:15 to 11 on Tuesdays and Thursdays and meet with their teacher, Miss Abby, and their peers. And they just do different fun activities. They've got different lessons each week, different videos that they watch and activities that they do. There's activities on our private class website that we can do at home together as a family if she wants a little something extra to do. And it's really such a fun time. And I love, like for us, I'm noticing Olivia is learning so much, but it's in a very just natural whole child approach. So she's not just having to drill worksheets and kind of do things like that maybe aren't as enjoyable. She's enjoying her time and having fun, but yet she's coming out and she's like, oh, mommy, did you know? And then she'll tell me all these things. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like you gathered all of that? It's fantastic. So I love the Storytime Fun. It's a great place for the little ones to come in and have some sort of a fun learning activity. So be sure to come and sign your little ones up for the Storytime Fun. Again, that's 45 minutes, 10:15 to 11 Eastern Standard Time on Tuesdays and Thursdays for the month of May. Next, we have our Phonemic Awareness class, and these guys meet Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays from 11 a.m. to noon, and Eastern Standard Time for everything. But this is our kiddo that is ready to move on from Storytime Fun. They're getting their letters down, and it's time to start putting sounds to them. So this is the very beginning stages of learning how to be a strong reader. So for this class and our next class, my mom is the teacher, and she will do an assessment with you and your child if you're new to make sure that you've got them in the right space, and it's something that you all feel really good about. So the first one here being the Phonemic Awareness, and again, this is through activities and games and practice and fun little things that my mom is going to work with your child on, but she's going to give you stuff too that you can do at home that will help just really get these skills down for your child. And again, it's just starting to connect the sounds, starting to put the words together and get all of this awareness to the child so they can naturally start to see how words just come together. And this class I know was huge for our daughter Virginia. I was struggling to get her to read, and these classes, were just lifesavers. And so Phonemic Awareness, 11 o'clock, 3 days a week for 4 weeks. They meet for an hour and again have their activities and their things that they do, and I think the kids have a great time doing it and seeing their progress. You get for as long as you're with the HMH co-op, you get a report card, a progress report that kind of follows you. You get your own private family hub where you can see this for all of your students, and I love going to mine and seeing, this is where Virginia started, this is where she was after the first class, the second class, the third class, after all the ones that she did. Seeing her growth and all of that is, a nice thing for having something to check off, my record keeping, but then just neat to see her growth in this and getting her to the point of being such a wonderful reader that she is now. So the first step here would be that Phonemic Awareness class. And then again, if you're new to this, you'll meet with my mom and she'll work on assessments. But the next step, once we've got our letters and our sounds and all of that, then we can move up into our Fluency Practice phase, because this is where they're getting the words together, but now it's time to build up that fluency. Now is that time to build up that confidence, and seeing the kids improve in this class has just been so much fun. I've substituted these classes before and done these exercises with the kids, and they're phenomenal. They do such a great job, and it really is such a realistic approach, a laid back but effective approach. And so I feel like where it's fun and they're working through a great story and they're having an enjoyable time, it makes learning just lovely, right? We want our kids to just love learning, and we want to create this environment that's just rich and inquisitive and fun. And I think we've really tried to make sure to capture that in the co-op. And so seeing that in the kids where they're practicing their little phrase lists that they have and their different things and building up that fluency and that confidence is just a really cool thing to see. And so our fluency practice, they meet again Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday from noon to 1. And they have a wonderful time. This month they're going to be reading through The Secret Garden, and this is just one of the young readers versions of The Secret Garden, and it's of course I think always just a fun story. I remember loving the story as a kid, and especially it's springtime and I know everything's in bloom and all of that, so a perfect time to be doing The Secret Garden together. So this is what our fluency practice kiddos are going to be doing. And again, you get a private class page, you get different activities and things for them to practice and for you guys to read together at home, and then they get to go to class and show their other teacher and their peers how it's all coming together. And so it's a really, really fun class, and one that I think just building up, yes, that fluency, but that confidence in our children to be good readers. I don't focus on much structured instruction for our kids, but I want them to be good readers, because if you love reading and you can do it well, you can learn anything. Nothing's off limits. And so I think this is just a really important class for them to really build up those skills, that fluency, but that confidence as well. So the next class here, again, we're really focused on reading this month, would be our intermediate readers. And they meet from 1 to 2 p.m. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays with my mom, Miss Dorothy. And this is for those kids that they've learned how to read. They're going through, you know, they can get through the smaller books like this, and they're ready to tackle a chapter book. They're ready to begin these bigger stories. And so this month they're going to be doing All of a Kind Family, which I'm so excited for this book. It's one that we've had for a while and wanted to read, and they just hadn't gotten to it yet in co-op, and so they're getting to it this month, and I'm so super excited. These are beautiful stories, and so the kids, they're going to work through reading this and reading it on their own, reading it together. This book is based off of a Jewish family, and so there's some really neat elements in here that I know I'm excited. You know, we are adopted children into the faith through Jesus, the Messiah, and our family, we celebrate the biblical holy days. We celebrate the Jewish holidays, you know, as people like to think of them as, which they're not. They're God's holidays, they're God's holy days, but it's fun, you know. I know she's excited to see something that, I'm not sure if it's this, we have, I don't know if it's mentioned here in this book, but we have the All of a Kind Family Hanukkah book and things like that. So it's really cool to kind of see those elements here and to be able to discuss them and just see that a way, you know, that this family lived and what life was like for them in that time, and, you know, going through the things that they go through, but just the importance of family through it all, regardless of where you live, what time period it is, what's going on. And so I'm really excited for this story, and more so just really excited to see, you know, our younger kids tackle chapter books, you know, move up into that next level where they're reading a little bit more and they're discussing it. So we're making sure the comprehension's there, and, you know, all of those bits and pieces come together. So that's for all of our intermediate readers. But let's talk about our last and final stage here of reading fun for the month of May. So lastly here, we move into our independent readers. So these are all of our kids, you know, all the kind of preteen teenagers. This is for all of our kids who they're reading on their own. This is a book club for them, and something that they've been enjoying earlier this year is going through the Chronicles of Narnia and then working through each of these stories to pull together the biblical connections. So we know that C.S. Lewis was very inspired. You see many, biblical connections throughout the Chronicles of Narnia, and it's a series I remember loving as a kid. And especially this book, this month, they're doing The Horse and His Boy. But there's so much connection here and bigger questions to be asked, you know. And the kids are gonna work through that and discuss these things where we see the scriptural inspiration to how the story, you know, where it comes from, and those big questions that we all have, you know, what is God, what is good, you know, you kind of go through all of that. And so I'm really excited for the kids to get to read through not only a great work of literature, but then to get to sit down and have these conversations and look at the scriptures that inspired these different things in the story, and to see God's goodness through these examples. And again, just having a great space. We have amazing kids. We love having the groups kind of mixed together. So we've got everything from, you know, like our Lily, who's a preteen, you know, all the way up to seniors in high school. And these kids are all just amazing, wonderful young men and women, and seeing them come together and share and discuss and just have a great time of fellowship and friendship building between them while learning has been a great blessing. And so this is our independent readers, their little book club that they're having for the month of May, and they meet from 3 to 4 p.m. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Again, 4 weeks throughout the month of May. You get a private class website with, you know, so they can get on there, they can see what they're reading, what they're doing, and then they get on for the time and they discuss, right? It's just a book club, and there's questions to answer and talking points, and a great time for them to get on and not only interact with a different teacher, which is always helpful, but also to have that time with their peers as well. So that's again, really reading focused this month, but we also have a couple fun classes this month that I think your kids will just love, because I know mine do. So the two super fun classes that we have this month are art focused. We've brought on Miss Abby this year, and she's been such a blessing to the kids, and she comes from a art education background, and so she's been adding in some of these fun classes each month, and I know my kids just loved them. We've taken them every month so far, and they've had so much fun, and seeing their skills grow. I'm noticing them working on their projects for longer amounts of time and really just growing those skills, and it's been a really fun thing to get to not only watch them do but encourage them, through it. And I'm seeing quite the confidence in some of my little artists in the house, and so it's been quite a blessing to our family. But this month Miss Abby is going to have two different classes. The first one is Art Fun, and they're going to meet at 2 o'clock on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and this is for our younger kids. They want to get on and they want to do some fun art somethings, right? They want to get on and they want to do some different activities and start to learn some different skills and techniques, but it's more so just the fun of it, right? And our younger daughter loves taking this class. Virginia's in there, and sometimes even her little sister Olivia will come and join in, and they love getting on there and seeing the different projects that Miss Abby has, suggested for them, and kind of putting their own spin on it, and it is so much fun. So that's Art Fun, twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays, from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. And then we have Art Growth. So this is for the older kids. This is going to be the class for the older kids who they want to take this a little more seriously. They want to learn a little bit better, techniques, whether it's drawing or painting or whatever it is that they want to be working on, but they're there to just go a little bit further than just, I'm here to have fun and make some friends and do a fun project. So these kids, what she's going to do this month is Art Growth meets from noon to 1 p.m., 3 days a week. Hear me out. Normally it was only 2 days a week. It was only Tuesday and Thursday. We're adding on Wednesday. So they're going to do Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. They will have this class time. Tuesdays and Thursdays will be technique, instruction, a lesson, right? That means on Wednesday, which is the day we've added in, the third day, if you have something going on, if, we know not everybody, some of us, we have appointments, we have things, planned. And so if your child can't make it on Wednesday, that's okay, because Wednesday's class is going to be more open-ended time. So Tuesdays and Thursdays, you're going to get instruction from the teacher, right? Working through the things that they have planned for this month. But that flex day of Wednesday, that allows extra time for your students to be able to be on with the teacher. They have questions. They need some more one-on-one feedback, right? They just want to come and sit down and work on their project a little bit more while they're on with their friends and the teacher, So we made it that we are expanding the class. There is a little bit more that can be offered there, but still understanding that I think everybody kind of gotten used to art class being Tuesday and Thursday. So if you can't make it Wednesday, if you have other obligations, or we know there's other co-ops and things like that, it's not going to be the end of the world if you can't make it on for Wednesday. So we just wanted to be sure to share that with you all. So it's there for those that want a little more time, because that's what we were noticing from the kids. They really could use a little more time, and we're enjoying it. But if that's kind of a flex day. So if they have to miss it, they're not going to be missing instruction. More so, they're just going to be missing one-on-one time with the teacher and any, specific questions to technique or anything like that. So those are the two extra classes this month with Art Fun and Art Growth. But before we head out today, I want to tell you guys about something that's coming up in the next month. So I think June and July is when this is kind of on the calendar, and we're trying to get a feel of who wants what. So let me explain. So the co-op so far has really been focused on reading and writing. We do 2 months on, 1 month off, and so we usually do 1 month focused on reading, 1 month focused on writing, and then we have a month off. And that's really where most of the need had been seen and kind of where we were at. But something that we're seeing here with the co-op is growth, and bringing on more teachers and going into more subjects has been something that it's happening. It really feels like it's the right time. The Lord has brought all the pieces together. We need teachers who love the Lord, but are great at what they do, but yet can do it online, but yet it's a ministry, right? Like we have all these kind of quirky requirements to be something that will work for the HMH co-op. And we've been finding that, and the Lord's been opening doors, and it's amazing. And so we have actually my cousin's wife, who is such a sweetheart and loves the Lord, loves her family, loves teaching, and she is going to be coming on to our awesome little dream team of Heavenly Minded Homeschool Co-op facilitators and teaching Spanish classes, which I never thought this little co-op idea that we started a couple years ago would grow to the point of offering, second language courses. And so she is going to start in the month of June and start offering some Spanish classes. Very, very excited for this. And this is where we'd love to hear your feedback. Would you be interested in, joining a Spanish class for your student? From young kids, older kids, kind of the whole family wants to come in and learn a little bit, and kind of just getting an idea. Would you be looking for a total fresh introduction to this, or is Spanish as a second language something your child has been learning and you would like something a little more advanced? So is this kind of basic introductory or a little more advanced and conversational? Kind of where is it that, if you're interested, what would you be looking for? So you guys can leave us a comment down below and let us know if, kind of where you would fall on that, because those classes are going to begin in June. So very excited to get some time with Spanish, and again, just bringing in another teacher and seeing it go out and be a blessing to many families. So if you guys have any questions about any of this, you can email my mom, hmhcoop@gmail.com, and feel free to ask any questions that you have. Our website is linked down below, so you guys can go on there and sign up for whatever classes you want. We have a pay what you can structure. We try to make sure that we give our teachers, they put so much time and effort into these classes. So being able to, give them a little something for their time and their service to the ministry. And so we have, different options in there for all of the classes. But at the same time, if this is something that could be a huge blessing to your family and you just don't have it in your budget, we completely understand that. And if you want to request a scholarship, you can absolutely do that. We have some families who, you've got a lot of kids, right? And you're trying to fit everybody in, and things add up, and it's expensive, and we totally understand that. So whether you just want to make a donation to the ministry, or you can't this month, whatever it may be, it is totally fine. It's there to serve you. And so you guys can go over to the website, you can check out all of that, see what's offered, what works within your schedule, what you have going on. You also can click on the class schedule at the top of the page there and see the upcoming classes that we're getting planned out. So as we're adding more stuff on and we're kind of getting more classes put together, more teachers brought on, you guys are always welcome to go over there and see what we have upcoming here with the co-op. So it's all over there on the website. Again, email my mom, leave us a comment, anything we can do to help you all out. That's what we're here for. It's a community to help and lift up and really build up the whole family as a just nurturing, loving, learning environment, because we want kids that love learning and love growing and are inquisitive, but love the Lord first and foremost. And that's our goal here with everything that we do. So again, big exciting things we're working on for the future with having classes, pre-recorded classes, certificate programs, additional teachers, additional subjects. Very, very excited. We're hoping to get to connect with more homeschool groups and share this resource all around the country. We would love to connect with local churches and share through them, maybe even put it out there and see if local churches would like to sponsor a class to help out financially with everything. everything for the teachers and the school and everything we're putting together. So if that's something that you're like, oh my gosh, maybe you're active in a homeschool group locally and something like this would be a great supplement and community that we can all kind of come together, and you want to connect and share information, send us a message. Let us know if you would like to share this with your local church and see if it's something that they would like to share and pass on as well. Please just reach out and let us know, because that is prayerfully the next step in all of this, that we can just, we're family in Christ, right? Like we're one community, and we're better together and stronger together, and we want to have that connection to, you know, what you have there locally to what we can offer virtually. So very excited for that. You guys just reach out and let us know if you have, you know, you'd like to connect, you'd like to share with your church or your homeschool group. We'd love to be able to do that. So that's what we have coming up here for the month of May in the HMH co-op. Again, faith-filled learning, just nurturing our whole children and coming together in this in a way where they're learning, it's working, it's helping, but it's enjoyable, and it's enjoyable for the whole family. So you guys head over to the website, pick out the classes you want. You just select which ones you need for how many, you know, kids in each class, and then you just click on your little cart and check out, and we will get you all signed up. We will get an email to finish your registration, whether you're a new student or a returning student, and then we'll get you all set up, send you your links for your private class websites, and you can contact your teacher and see if, you know, what books you need to order or any supplies you might need. We make it really, really simple and really enjoyable. So even if you're trying to get recovered and feeling a little bit better and trying to get more back to like being a regular human, I love that this just makes it so nice that my kids are getting great instruction. They're having a wonderful time with their teacher and their friends and, you know, doing this stuff, but it also helps me out so much, which in this season I can really use. So thank you guys all for hanging out with me today. I'm going to finish my now probably cold cup of coffee and sit here and just take in the breeze and the beauty of the day, and then probably head inside and take a nap. But thank you guys for hanging out with me today, praying for you all, and we appreciate all of your prayers for our family. We will see you all over in co-op. You can go watch another video if you want something a little fun I think you guys will like. Go ahead and subscribe, tap that bell notification to see our videos when they come out every single day. We'll see you all in co-op. Bye, friends.